I'm not the one.
Sorry, kid. You got the gift. But it looks like you're waiting for something.
At first glance, he seems to have it all. Keanu Reeves achieved superstardom via iconic roles in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and in the sci-fi classic The Matrix. But, like many people irrespective of wealth and status, endured profound hardships along the way. Long before becoming a heartthrob and an action movie hero, the actor didn't sleep in a bed of roses. And the story of his personal life is as heart-wrenching as it can be. Beginning at the age of 3, Keanu has endured one tragedy after another. Can you believe he lost his best friend and the love of his life and his little daughter in the span of 5 years as his career was going up? You'll definitely need a box of tissues to make it through today's video. The Speed Star was born to showgirl and costume designer Patricia Taylor and geologist Samuel Reeves. When little Keanu was just 3 years old, his father walked out on the family. Even though Sam was in his son's life until he entered his teenage years, the actor doesn't have fond memories of his dad. "I spent my last vacation with him when I was 13 years old," Keanu once said in an interview. "On our last day, we sat on the veranda and stared at the dark sky. He hardly said anything. The next day, he brought us to the airport. No calls, no letters, nothing." Keanu's mom, Patricia, was left to take care of the boy and his sister Kim all by herself, being the only breadwinner in the family. A single mother, Patricia moved around quite a bit during Reeves' childhood. First, the family of 3 moved to Sydney, then to New York, and eventually they settled down in Toronto. The Dracula star attended 4 high schools by the time he dropped out at 17 years old. Although he wasn't a great student at school, Keanu always nurtured a keen interest in acting, playing several roles in the theater.
No, I guess when I was around 15, my mother says I declared myself and said, "Would you mind if I was an actor?" And she went, "No."
Later on, a young man with no savings and big plans, the future A-lister was determined to take Hollywood by storm. He was an artist who knew what he wanted, taking most opportunities life threw at him, not knowing that tragedy was just around the corner. Bit by bit, the actor became one of the most sought-after and praised men in Hollywood. Women around the world went into a craze for his good looks and charm. But according to Keanu, he did not allow himself to be swallowed up by the cruel vortex of celebrity vices.
I lead a very quiet, normal kind of, my private life is a boring disaster.
And as he was getting more fame and fortune, the tragedy hit. Reeves' then best friend, River Phoenix, sadly passed away. The actors met on the set of the movie I Love You to Death and quickly became best friends. And when Reeves saw the script for My Own Private Idaho, he knew Phoenix was perfect for the role. Later that year, Reeves rode more than 1,000 miles on his motorcycle to persuade him to participate. But unfortunately, during the filming of My Own Private Idaho, River developed a dangerous addiction that would later claim his life. He passed away in the arms of his brother, Joaquin, when he was just 23 years old. 1994 marked a turning point in Keanu Reeves' career when he got the lead role in Speed, alongside Sandra Bullock. The action-packed masterpiece became a worldwide hit, and Hollywood media has repeatedly claimed that his relationship with Bullock went beyond friendly terms. But the duo never crossed the lines despite the obvious chemistry. Later on, Sandra revealed that she had a crush on the actor the whole time they were filming. When Keanu found out, he was smitten, as the actor felt the same way at the time.
Did you know that she had a crush on you? No? Did you
She obviously didn't know I had a crush on her either.
Oh, wow.
What a couple they would have been. In 1999, Keanu's career skyrocketed when he got the lead role in the action classic The Matrix. He successfully mastered an exceptionally physically demanding part that has, according to some estimates, added more than $30 million to his bank account. Who would have thought that at casting, Reeves was selected over other Hollywood A-listers such as Leonardo DiCaprio, Will Smith, and Brad Pitt? But ominous clouds were gathering over Keanu's life. The first shock came after his sister was diagnosed with leukemia in 1992. Although the public was unaware of it at the time, Reeves donated a lot of money to cancer charities and organizations. He even runs a private charitable foundation. It helps aid a couple of children's hospitals and cancer research, Keanu said. "I don't like to attach my name to it. I just let the foundation do what it does," he added. It was during the period of making The Matrix that he met a woman who would change his life. Her name was Jennifer Syme, and she worked as David Lynch's personal assistant. According to Reeves, the two met at a record label party in LA and fell instantly in love. She was the first girl in a long while to appear publicly as Keanu's official girlfriend. It was clear she meant the world to him. A year into the relationship, and Syme was pregnant. The couple didn't tie the knot, but they started living together, eagerly awaiting the baby's arrival. That day came too soon. The baby was born prematurely in the 8th month, and unfortunately, there was nothing doctors could do to save the little one. Thus, just 5 years after the death of his best friend, the actor lost his daughter. Her devastated parents named her Ava Archer Syme Reeves. The relationship between Keanu and his girlfriend started deteriorating as they were unable to handle the immense grief.
"You came to my house! You came to me! I got you a car! I brought you your clothes! You took a fucking bubble bath!"
Understandably, they drifted away, but kept in touch occasionally. But unfortunately, the tragic story doesn't end there. One day, a much-shaken Reeves called the Los Angeles County Coroner's office and asked if Jen Syme was there. Sadly, she was. Coming back from a house party, Jennifer lost control of her vehicle and crashed into a row of parked cars in Los Angeles. She died instantly. Syme was only 28 years old at the time of her death. Her body was laid to rest next to their late daughter. Losing a child and the love of his life shortly after that broke Keanu's heart into tiny pieces. He was supposed to start filming the sequel of The Matrix, but understandably, had to take some time to grieve. After these tragic events, the actor's life has never been the same. Grief changes shape, but it never ends, Reeves told Parade. People have a misconception that you can deal with it and say, "It's gone, and I'm better." They're wrong. When the people you love are gone, you're alone. Although he had never been too open about his private life, these events made him retreat into his privacy even more. Reeves has cited the deaths of Ava and Syme as the reason he avoided serious relationships and having children for so many years. Fortunately, tragedy hasn't made Keanu Reeves bitter. "Much of my appreciation of life has come through loss. Life is precious. It's worthwhile." Reeves' life story is unarguably sad, but it is also inspiring. Of course, any one of these life-changing events is enough to make almost anyone bitter. But the famous actor seems to have only gained more compassion and empathy along the way. All you can do is hope that grief will be transformed, and instead of feeling pain and confusion, you'll be together again in memory, that there will be solace and pleasure there, not just loss. For a long time, Keanu stayed away from the spotlight. But then came John Wick, another massive blockbuster franchise, and all eyes were on our eternal Hollywood charmer once again. Although Reeves doesn't like to talk about his painful past, he does tend to portray characters who have endured similar hardships in life. For example, in John Wick, Reeves' character is an assassin motivated by the loss of his wife and dog. The bereavement and grief of the retired assassin character struck a chord with Keanu. "For me, it was John's grief that made it personal," says Reeves. "It was strong enough to make him want to unearth his past, so I thought of it not as revenge, but as reclaiming." One of the ways Keanu fought grief and loss was writing. In 2009, he teamed up with Alexandra Grant, a visual artist, and the two of them created a publishing house called X Artists Books. Their partnership also resulted in Reeves' poem picture book, Ode to Happiness, containing poems by the actor and illustrations by Alexandra Grant. It was the start of a beautiful friendship between the two. Not only that, but with time, it blossomed into something more. The couple kept their relationship away from the spotlight until they finally appeared together, holding hands at the LACMA, Los Angeles County Museum of Art and Film Gala in 2020. It seems that Keanu had finally come out of his shell and felt confident to love again.
Now I know what it feels like to be completely starstruck.
The only stars that matter are the ones you look at when you dream.
Fans around the world rejoiced and felt for Keanu even more because he was one of the very few Hollywood stars to have a partner who does not conform to the industry's beauty standards. But then again, who would expect anything less from this man? Reeves took the most painful parts of his life and found inspiration in them. He never stopped grieving or forgot about the loss, but he found a way to channel it into his art. This painful sincerity might be why his work continues to touch people's hearts all over the world. He continues to contribute to the film industry through amazing roles and a tireless passion for acting. Most importantly, Keanu has never stopped being kind to others, and it's great to see him receive love in return. And that's all we have for you today. Don't forget to subscribe to Rumour Juice and hit that notification bell for more stories that'll make you feel all the feelings.